All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be showing you my C.J. Sansom book collection. I collect the C.J. Sansom Shardlake medieval mystery series so far. There's 7 books in the series. Now, C.J. Sansom has written 2 other standalone novels. One is titled Dominion, and the other is titled Winter in Madrid. I have read them both. I do not own them. They were like, I didn't, they was all right, but I just don't collect them, okay? So this is my collection of specifically the Shardlake series. Now, it started in 2003, the first book, Dissolution, and the last book to come out was in 2018, and that was Tombland. And so we'll kind of go through each one individually and show you the covers, talk a little bit about what the story is about, the time frame, and a few of the other things that are going on in these books. So I was introduced to C.J. Sansom when his debut novel, Dissolution, came out. I bought it back in 2003 and read it. Thought it was magnificent. Reminded me a lot of the Ellis Peters series of novels starring the investigator. And he escapes my name now. You know what I'm talking about. I've reviewed a handful of those Ellis Peters books. Gosh, why can I not remember the Benedictine Abbey of whatever, with the one guy that goes around and solves mysteries in the 11th century England. It'll come to me at some point. These books remind me of that. They are medieval mystery novels with a private investigator, a dude who solves problems. And his name is Shardlake. Now, Shardlake in this first book, these don't take place in quite medieval times, more of Victorian era. King Henry VIII, the Tudors, not the Tudors. Yeah, the Tudors. That was when the Tudors. Yeah, and all of his wives, Anne of Cleves, and all of that stuff. Around the 1540s. I don't know if that's Victorian era or not. I don't know history. Anyway, so the first book is which I have reviewed in detail on the channel. If you want to get a detailed review of book 1, I've not reviewed any of the others on the channel, but Dissolution I did review. Just type in my last name, Dissolution. The video review will come up if you wanted to watch a really detailed. But it's Shardlake. He's the main character. He's kind of like a hunchback cripple. And he solves mysteries. Murder mysteries, most specifically. The first one takes place in an abbey, kind of like Name of the Rose, which is one of my favorite books, by the way, of all time. And reminded me a lot of Name of the Rose. And the other Ellis Peters novels, which I can't remember. God, I should look this crap up before I even start talking about it. Okay, 1500s, the Tudor era, King Henry VIII. That's the time frame. And he solves mysteries. The first one was cool. Now, and then he solves mysteries throughout. That's all we're going to say too much, because I don't want to, each one is a different mystery. What I wanted to talk about was just sort of the, how great these are written. The prose is absolutely atmospheric. These feel like real gothic thrillers. Puts you right in the 1540s of England. Everything is described with immaculate detail. The characters are great. I know Shardlake, the main man, he's kind of a cripple. He's like a hunchback. He kind of can't really take care of himself. But that doesn't matter, because he's got his muscle behind him. He's got the big, brooding fighter, ex-knight Jack Barrack, that follows him around and just kind of keeps care of him as he goes through these. Now the first book has every one of these books has great maps. So we'll kind of go through them one at a time. This has got a great map of the abbey that he goes to in southern England to solve the first murder. And it's just a cool map of the abbey. We get a list of characters, all the different people that live within the yeah, here it is. All the different people that live within the abbey that are suspects in the murder. And then it's just a great story. And then we move on to book number 2, which came out in 2005, and it is Dark Fire. Now, the cover of this, I really captured my attention. That looks like a gothic mystery. This one looks like kind of a photoshopped mishmash of nonsense. Now, one of the things that you will notice is about this series is the covers. The covers have no theme whatsoever. It's like they just kind of decided to do with book 1 and book 2, and then book 3, just nothing similar. They kind of tried to keep a similar theme going with book 3 and 4, but then we jumped down to books 4, 5, and 6, and we bounced to just weird, like random, just graphic design. None of it makes sense. However, here's the thing. I would rather have all of them be sort of wildly different from each other than like 4 of them be the same and then the next 3 be a completely different design. So I give the publisher a thumbs down for not keeping a consistent look overall, but a thumbs up for just making it all different. And when we turn them sideways and we have them on the shelf with all the spines, you know, we kind of, well, some of the spines look, now this is where things get a little stupid. Because some of the spines match, and then, like, okay, book 1, yeah, okay, whatever. Book 2, again, we know it's different. Then book 3, 4, and 5 all look like they got it matching, like they belong in a series. And then these 2 are, you know, just come on, publishers, get your shit together. I swear to God, this is such a great collection of books written by such a talented author. And this is the shit design work okay. Rant. Let's talk about book 2. This is another mystery, and again, it has maps of the different areas that we're going to explore. That's the thing, is the publishers do such a great job, like lineage of different royal houses. They do such a great job with so much of the production value of these books. And then they just pull bullshit like this that just drives me absolutely bonkers. Now, this is a cool cover. I mean, this is a photoshopped, horrendous hodgepodge of nonsense. I just, you know, I can't do one video without the books falling. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. There's so many things I'm going to have to edit out of this. Where were we? Book 3. So this is a cool cover. I mean, it's, you know, the Henry VIII thing. Again, we get a maps. The publisher does a great job with the maps of the different places we're going to visit, and the character lists, and the more maps on the back. Just a cool thing. And this was book 3, Sovereign. And like I said, book 4 sort of has a similar theme with Revelation. And these are sharp-looking books. Sharp-looking books. Really no maps in this one. Well, there's a map right there. Teeny map. Oh, no. More maps. It's got pages of maps, actually. And Revelation. And then Heartstone. See if there's maps. I love maps. If there's maps, I'll show them to you. There's a map of London. That's all you get. So they're kind of getting cheaper and cheaper as we go. And then we've got book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Lamentation, where the cover just gets real basic and stupid. I mean, I guess I kind of like the little design work around the L, but for the most part, it's extreme silliness. You know, another so there's a map here. There's a lineage thing from some royal families, and then a little map here of the garden and stuff. So there's some stuff going on in book number 5, 6, or whatever. And then book, I don't even know what book is, 7. And then Tombland, which is a heavy book. This was by far the biggest. I mean, you can tell these are pretty thick books. They're about 500 pages each. This one's really heavy. This one is, this was like 800 pages. This is an 800-page book. Mystery, medieval mystery, like Name of the Rose. And let's see what we've got inside here for maps and stuff. And we have absolutely jack shit. So they went from super duper production value in the end papers, I mean, some of these things, and then to the earlier books to just nothing towards the end. Nothing. We get nothing. No character lists, no maps. We don't get nothing. That being said, I'm even looking through the back to see if there's anything. Yeah, that being said, I've read each one of these. They're very well written, a great mystery series. If you like medieval mysteries or mysteries set at the time of, King Henry VIII, the Tudors, and all the characters that are involved in that show up and wander through these books. It's pretty cool. Great historical novels, and that is it. So for 7 books, I babbled on about these 7 books probably more than most of my book collection videos I do. And most of it was just me pissing and moaning about how publishers the graphic design on these covers. And sometimes it just gets me in a rage, and I don't know what to do. I'm just going to start flipping bookshelves. I'm just going to, one of these days,